Probably the most misleading title of a game I've covered so far, it's Avengers, or sometimes just Avenger. Nothing to do with the Marvel property, although it was made by Capcom long before they get the Marvel license. Like most old Capcom games I've covered before, I'm playing this on Capcom Classics Collection Volume 2. The game has a very simple plot. In Paradise City, some kind of gang or cult leader called Geshita has kidnapped 6 women, and some punch dude called Ryu, along with Ko if there's a second player, has to deal with it. The first stage is South Paradise City. The game is a top-down beat-em-up with 2 buttons, punch and kick. You get guys who run up to me for a grab and headbutt, and guys who throw grenades. Honestly, the punch is worthless, as you can still move while kicking, which has longer range, so it's best to just kick your way everywhere. We get guys leaning out of windows with guns. I can also destroy some objects for items, like a speed up or one that increases my attacking strength, but I can only have one at a time. A guy tries to come at me with a sword but doesn't get to try anything. I then reach a gate, and after taking out the enemy rush from it, I enter myself to face the boss. It's a dude with a huge ball and chain with large range who kills me before I can even touch him. I just take the chances with my respawning invincibility to run in and keep kicking him in the chest. After he kills me a second time, I get in close again and finish him off, saving the first woman. The second stage is just Paradise City. We get guys jumping out of water throwing size at me, and I lose my last life in no time. Of course, this is an arcade game on a collection disc, so I have unlimited continues. The Psy men are a huge pain, so I just brute force my way past them, taking the damage and a death. After turning right, getting nothing new and moving up again, I get guys popping out of the water to shoot at me. Then more Psy men, followed by a grabby man rush before it's the next boss. It's a guy with 2 swords who splits into 3 guys with 2 swords each. I get 2 kicks in before I lose my other 2 lives to them. Game overs don't make you repeat an entire level, thankfully. I'm checkpointed about halfway through. Next time it goes worse. I just can't get close enough to them to hit them a single time without them stabbing me first. Third time, I don't know what I did, but I managed to position myself so that their attacks missed me several times and I managed to defeat them. Second woman saved. Stage 3 is North Paradise City. We get some newly coloured grabbing men and guys coming out of the ground to try and claw me. I end up getting another game over from a headbutt though. Eventually I reach water, which has guys with guns, some ducking in and out of water, others are always exposed. There's another dude just throwing sickles at me. I also learn I can die by walking into the water. Going up some more is an enemy rush followed by a boss. It's a fat guy spitting out balls that bounce all around this fenced in area. I have to kick the gate open to be let in. By the time I work this out, there's so many balls I can't actually get in without taking damage and being pushed back. I make it in with very little health, get a couple kicks in, then get game overed. Stage 4 is Gara Gara Pass, in this mountainous area. I have much less space to move around here thanks to that cliff drop. I pick up a set of kunai, which I can throw with the punch button. They're required for getting some enemies out of my normal reach. We get boulders rolling down the cliff, but really, they look like faces to me. This goes on for a while with little room to dodge until I reach the other side and go sideways. That's when I get my enemy rush, followed by a boss on a narrow bridge. It's just a tough guy with someone hanging by the side throwing bombs at me. He has longer reach than me and his attacks do obscene damage, and while I do get a few hits in, he takes all 3 of my lives. Next time I wait for him to try kicking me and stay away. When he walks back, I get a hit or 2 in and then back away before he counterattacks. It works and I send him flying off the cliff. 2/3 saved. Stage 5 is the Forest of Treachery, the worst level in the game. There's little snakes coming at me and scythe throwers, but these ones stay in one spot and keep throwing instead of moving across the screen. Although those types do return as I end up walking across a narrow path over the water. After that it's another right turn, and this time the pre-boss enemy rush has snakes getting involved too. Then we get the reason this is the worst level in the game, this boss. He's constantly jumping in and out of the water while snakes aim for me, and he is almost impossible to actually get a hit on me before he jumps back in. I do eventually start hitting him, but I have no idea how, as most of the time my kicks don't connect with him. In the end, the snakes wear me down and finish me. I try maybe hanging back, but that's an even worse idea as he gets out of the water and swings a snake at me with incredible range. It does make him easier to get at least one hit on before he gets back in the water though, but I still lose because of that range. I'm not going to recap all my losses because this takes a total of 12 minutes before I get all those hits in and take him out. 12 minutes is around the length of the first 4 levels combined. But now we just have one more woman to save, so it's time for the final level, Palace of the Geshita. They misspelled Geshita's name in the level title, or is Geshita the intended name and Geshita the misspelling? You can't tell with these 35-year-old forgotten games. Like any other stage, I start swarmed by grapplers and I also have scythe throwers jumping out of holes in the ground. After a bit I reach these 2 locked doors. The glowing locks may make you think you need a key. Actually, you just kick the shit out of the lock to open the door. What follows is a long line of grapplers and relentless sickle throwers. Then in the end it's the same rush of grapplers before I meet Geshita himself. I tried to pin him in the corner, but it doesn't work, even with the roundhouse move I've neglected to mention all video. When I do hit him once, he quickly does me in. He's almost impossible to approach, as if you get anywhere close to him he just starts spamming the roundhouse kick. If I do get in close, he can also block. It takes several game overs before I finally get the timing and more importantly luck to take him down. I don't appreciate the game patronising me by saying that was a perfect triumph. Note that they spell congratulations correctly here, as after I freed the final woman, it's misspelled seconds later. Congregations. It's just a generic "you done beat up them baddies" text scroll, but with a picture of you. That's it. I didn't really care for this game. Not that fun to play, but not awful. Forgettable look, forgettable music. The only reason I remember this game is because I was certain I'd already recorded it back in 2018 when I was making all those bonus episodes last year. Found out I'd fabricated an entire playthrough in my mind. This is another one that'll end up in the didn't like section of the ranking, below Millionaire.